Well, I think one of our largest out-of-state alumni bases, obviously here in Charlotte. We recruit here an awful lot, and obviously winning helps as far as that's in that regard. So, our guys enjoy coming and playing in this venue. Having coached in the National Football League and been in some of the best venues in college football, this certainly ranks up there with those. And so our guys are excited about having the opportunity to come to Charlotte. Well, I think as much as anything, you'd like to go out with a win. I mean, your lasting memory of your last football game, you want to be in a situation, a victorious locker room is a lot better than the other. And so that as much as anything for the young players to understand this is the last time that these young men will have an opportunity to wear a Gamecock uniform, and it's important to send them out the right way. Well, they've had a lot of, they've been thrown in the fire. They've had a lot of opportunities and some tough situations to go play, and I thought for the most part have performed extremely well at times. So these bowl practices, especially our first three, will be really concentrated on our young players and getting those guys reps and turns. And football's a developmental game, and you got to play the game in order to get better at it. And you got to take on double teams. You have to. Those are the things you've got to do. That you can't simulate unless you do it live, and those are things that will benefit, obviously, from 2 years ago going to the Birmingham Bowl, and obviously last year in the Outback Bowl, and continue to, as Bronco said, the culture of your program and understanding how you practice and practicing the right way, and these extra practices are going to help our football team. Well, I think, again, unfortunately, injuries are a part of the game, and we've had our share this year, especially just really on the defensive side of the ball. We haven't had, other than Zach's situation and Ortre Smith early in the year. So it's been unfortunate, but, again, 10% of life is what happens to you, 90% is what you do about it, and I really admire how both of those young men have handled the adversity that they've had and overcome it. That's a young man's decision, and certainly we're going to respect that. And, I think all situations are different, and obviously Debo's got a very unique situation. And, one of the things we talked to him about in coming back for his senior year was you need to be healthy. You need to show them that you can be healthy for an entire season, and he's done that. And so we wish him all the best. He's done an outstanding job for us and appreciate him.
I think I would agree with all the sentiments Coach just explained. One thing that I've brought up to my peers in the world of college football is possibly this idea, and it won't be necessarily widely welcomed or received, but these games are important to programs and to teams. And I like the idea of coaches staying with their teams through the bowl game. And so a lot of times there's changes and coaches leaving. I don't think that sets a great precedent for the team. So if the game is important, I'd like to see coaches stay and coach their team. And if a coach leaves to take another job, I think that sets the standard maybe for players then saying, well, then maybe I can move on as well. That's not to discourage or not say that I don't promote the advancement for these kids, but as coaches, it would make sense to us and to me to stay with our team all the way through a game. Well, I think what I look to, and I'm more big picture, I look at scheme and strategy more than I look at personnel. The personnel brings the scheme and strategy to life, but I'd rather talk about what they do. And so I love the tempo, I love the stress that the offense puts on a defense, and I love the schematic design defensively. Both those things are my passion. So the who part, that to me always plays out as you get ready for the game. I always focus more on scheme than personnel, and I've just been really impressed. And so it takes every second of every day to prepare for an opponent on both sides like this. And so I think your coach has done a really nice job.